guys, it's Oblola here and you're welcome to Lean by Oblola. Is this your first time of seeing my face on this channel? You're welcome. It is love and light here, guys. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around with me. So much love from me to you. Okay guys, in today's video I want to talk about things that can distinguish you as a job seeker looking for, let me break it down now. Are you looking for a job abroad? You need some things that can distinguish you because the market is now very saturated. So what are those things that you can do that can help you to get a job in a jiffy, like in a month or two? Now, if this is something you're interested in, I'd like you to stick around and I'll be right back. You're welcome. Now, the number one thing that I think that you need to do is to get an international driver's license. Now, if you're driving in Nigeria, it's possible that you can get an international driver's license. Because just go to the local, that's FRC for those who are in Nigeria. I'm not sure of those who are in other parts of Africa, but there should be a local driver's license department that help with these things. So you can go to them and they'll tell you what to do to get your international driver's license. Now, why do you need an international driver's license? Most of the jobs that you're going to come and do are not going to be remote job. Like, you're not going to be in your room doing those jobs. They need people that are mobile. It's if you're already abroad that you're very likely to get a remote job where you're going to stay in your house and be working all day. But if you're going to get a job, maybe as a truck driver, as I don't know if I wanted to mention a taxi driver, I'm not sure if there are any jobs like that. As a care assistant, especially now that they really need community care assistant, people who are going to be moving from one place to the one place to another. And for you to be mobile, you need an international driver's license. First of all, it is not as though you can't get a license when you get to the UK or other parts of Europe and US. You can actually get the license, but it's going to take a while for you to get this license. Imagine you already have an international driver's license. You're able to drive almost immediately when you come to the UK. I'm specifically talking about the UK because this is where I stay at the moment, and this is the information, like this is the fact I have at hand. You can't come to the UK and drive, even if you've been driving for like decades in your country. You can't just come here and start driving, no, without having to go through their own driving school and getting the driver's license here. But if you have an international driver's license, it's possible for you to start driving at least for 1 year before you then make a switch to getting the UK driver's license. At least during that period, you are able to work very well as a community nurse, as a community healthcare assistant, as a truck driver. Mind you, they are recruiting truck driver from Africa and other places also. So it is not you're not under compulsion to stick to the care assistant job alone, but this tool sort of give you an edge over other people. Trust me, it does give you an edge. So if you're driving already in Nigeria, please go ahead and get your international driver's license. It will really make a lot of difference. Trust me, it will really make a lot of difference for you. Now, the second thing is you need to have volunteered at least. Now, I'm going to streamline this to the care assistant job again because that's the route many people are using. You're saying you want to be a care assistant and you've never worked in the hospital and you want to be a care assistant. Well, that's not good enough because there are people who are even nurses. Like, nurses are after this job. So when you put them on the same pedestal, they are going to take somebody who has a lot of experience in this field than you who has no experience. Now, it doesn't mean that they won't take it, but to boost your chances, because I know those people, they sort of do not discriminate because they are still going to train you when you get there. Now, to boost your chances, if you've never had a healthcare experience before, please go and volunteer. And there are places you can volunteer for. Non-governmental organizations are always having one thing or the other that they are running for in Africa. They're doing malaria program, they're doing HIV/AIDS program, they're doing maternal mortality, child care, health, what's the song called again? Contraception. So they are always doing something. Please try to volunteer. Look for information, find network of people in your community. You don't even need to go so far. In your community, World Health Organization is doing something, UNICEF is doing something, USAID is doing something, and even the local NGOs are always like, mind you, they are always doing something. You can just spend 2-3 hours in a day out of your busy schedule and go and volunteer and put this in your CV. Please also put that you have an international driver's license in your CV. Put that you have volunteered. List everybody that you volunteered for in your CV. I don't know, just sort of will create a good impression that you're passionate about these things that you want to do. I hope that's okay. Now let's go to the third thing that you should also look out for when you're. So now I'm also very particular about this part I want to mention, and that's your resume. I mean your CV. Are you putting unnecessary things in that part? Like your age, your sex, which other thing are you putting? Your states, where you're from. Maybe you're from one state in Nigeria, you're putting it. Your country. I don't think anybody wants to know about that at that initial stage. If they need more information from you about all of these things, they are going to contact you and let you know. But do not put things that are not necessary in your CV. Take away those things. Especially when somebody has a particular view on something, it sort of just make them not to be interested in a particular person's CV. So it's best that your CV is as neutral as possible. Do you understand? Like, make it very neutral. Just make your CV neutral. Take away the gender part, take away, because some people are gender biased, and maybe somebody who has a particular view about something is seeing this. It could just be something that would make them not to be interested in that resume at that particular point in time. So it's best that you keep it as neutral as possible. And that's even the way. Let's not forget about the bias people might have, because biases are normal. They're just sort of normal. But at this point in this tech world, your CV do not need to contain all of this information. Rather, your CV should contain vital things as your goals, your vision, your mission, your work experience, all of it, your educational background, from the highest to the lowest, to the relevant one, because nobody wants to know this kindergarten school you actually went to. Well, if they want to know, they'll let you know later on. But make it as brief as possible. Like, some people have 10 pages CV. For what now? I feel like that's too much. Make your CV as brief as possible. Try to summarize the things that you've done and your work experience. Just give a summary whilst highlighting the important things there. I hope that makes a lot of sense. So that's just by the way. Now, the last thing I want to talk about that you should do if you're applying for a job is that you should keep applying for the job. Do not listen to people saying they will close. Just keep your focus. Keep applying for that job. Don't try to restrict yourself at this point. Don't try to say, I want to go to one particular place in this country. Maybe you have a country in your mind and you're stuck to that place, that's where you want to go to. Try to take away those personal biases. I think that it's good that you're open-minded to the kind of opportunities that will come to you, and it doesn't mean that you should just fall for anyone that comes to you. It's also good that you scrutinize, but at this initial stage, it's okay that you are very open-minded to what is available to you, whilst looking at the pros and cons. Like, you weigh your chances at the long run. It's better you have like 3-4 job opportunities, you have offers from these companies, and then you now make your best decision from this offer. Okay, so I've come to the end of the video, and I'm just going to make a quick summary of the things I said. I said you should get an international driver's license. It really is important and will give you an edge. And I said you should try to volunteer, especially if you're a care assistant, like you're trying to get a job as a care assistant. Try to volunteer for health organizations, both the local one and the international one. Number 3, correct some vital things in your CV. Make your CV as neutral as possible. And the 4th thing is keep applying. Do not stop applying. Be open-minded. Don't restrict yourself. And I hope that you'd really get the best out of all these things. Now, if you need something from me, I'd like you to contact me via my Gmail. Hopefully, I can respond to you. Or you can just say it on the description, in the comment box down below, and I'll be there. I'm always in my comment section to always answer questions. So I'll catch you guys next time. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video. I'd really appreciate that. And this is bye from me to you. Cheers, guys. Bye.